Talk 1580 delegation. We were able to donate 545 pounds of coats and blankets to the LA mission this winter season.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
The LA mission expressed its deep gratitude for our gift all over social media, but we wish to thank them and all the other service providers who look out daily for the less fortunate in our community, finding our happy by being helpful.
Hallelujah.
We're KBLA Talk 1580, where we do more than just talk.
Somebody's been praying for me.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Your self-esteem is how you see yourself and your opinion of yourself. How useful do you feel? Do you believe you have good qualities? Do you think you're able to do things as well as other people? That's what I'm talking about today. I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. Some people have a healthy amount of self-esteem, while others struggle to have a positive self-image. Here are some signs that you have low self-esteem. You criticize and blame yourself for things. You're eager to please people by going above and beyond to make people happy. You're self-conscious and second-guess yourself. It's hard for you to assert your needs. You focus a lot on your weaknesses. You're not born with low self-esteem. It results from early life experiences that shape your self-concept. Some of these early experiences are things like harsh punishment, abuse, or neglect. Children often process these experiences as their fault and believe that they deserve to be sad because there's something wrong with them. A step down from overt abuse is not feeling warmth or nurturing from your caretakers. Part of our self-esteem development comes from receiving praise, validation, and encouragement. But some people aren't good at demonstrating this. Think about how things are in your day-to-day. How often are people saying, "Great job"? They'll speak up if there's a problem, but if you're doing well, they just don't say anything. So it's not that hard to have a parent who's busy and doesn't have time to give you the support and encouragement you really need in those formative years. Failing to satisfy others' expectations can also negatively impact your self-esteem. Were you the irresponsible child, the screw-up, the only child who didn't go to college? If your parents had unreasonable expectations of you as a child, you're not going to recognize that those expectations are unreasonable. You just think that you're not good enough or you're a disappointment. And veering away from parents for a moment, another early experience that connects.
Do you see how Dr. Tracy just cooks it up? She cooks it up in a psychological wok. She's on fire. But the person she's describing is the perfect person for the narcissist. The moment you feel like you're not enough, you become supply. You become pantry worthy, right? Oh, that's why breadcrumbs work. You'll even covet your position in their pantry. They said hi today. Oh, they sent me a text message. They finally responded to me. Ooh, Lord, here we go. We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. Matt from Detroit. What up, though?
Yo, what up?
What up, man? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
I don't know, man. I'm getting a divorce because my wife says I'm a covert narcissist. I think she's right, and I didn't realize it till recently, but I really have it. It's fucked up.
Did you, you can't curse, Matt.
Oh, my bad.
I don't want to drop you, but no profanity.
Okay. All right, my bad.
Okay. Now, did you go to therapy? Did you see a psychologist or a psychiatrist?
I've seen a couple psychologists.
And what did they say?
They don't think I am.
Well,
but, I mean,
I
could be manipulating them. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then there's that. So, they say narcissists are very good at manipulating psychologists. They understand the process. But let me ask you a question. Were you manipulating them?
Maybe a little bit.
So you were?
Maybe it's hard to say. I mean,
so there's criteria.
I made myself out to be a victim when I don't think I was really the victim at all.
Yeah, you sounding hella narcissistic right now. But let me ask you a question. Do you think you can heal from that? Do you think you can, correct that, become more self-aware? Because from my understanding, narcissists are not aware that they're narcissistic.
Right. That's what's got my mind all baffled, because she pointed out, hey, you did this, you devalued me, you discarded me, you did this, and she's like, that's been the cycle for 13 years.
Did you do it?
I'm done. And yeah, I did.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of pulled your mask a little bit, and how did that make you feel? Do you think you're in narcissistic collapse right now?
Yeah, I'm about to be as soon as she leaves. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna lose everything. My job, my house, my kids.
So you're not really concerned about her. You're concerned about what you're gonna lose.
Well, I'm concerned I'm gonna lose her too. I mean, she's the love of my life, even though I didn't treat her that way.
I was about to say, if she's the love of your life, why did you discard her? 13 years of that.
Good question.
I
don't know why I did that.
Let me ask you.
Self-sabotage.
Let me ask you, can you love?
Yeah.
What does it look like for you?
Oh, just, doing selfless acts of kindness.
Do you find yourself faking empathy? Faking consideration? Performing it?
No. I mean, yeah, I've done that before, but that's not all I do. I mean, I've had genuine acts of kindness and empathy.
Where you did it solely for them and not yourself.
I did it solely for them.
Yeah, you got to think about it, don't you?
Probably not. I mean, you always get something out of doing something for somebody.
You telling
us
a
lot. Even if it's a good feeling, right?
Yeah, I guess you're telling us a lot. Do you do it for the feeling or do you do it for the person?
I think I do it. Well, I've done it for the person.
Solely for the person?
Absolutely. Probably not.
There we go.
I don't. Yeah,
well, let me just be honest with you. I love your transparency. I love the fact that you're answering the questions. I love that. But my question is, do you think you can salvage your relationship? And if so, by what means?
I don't think I can. So she's convinced I'm a narcissist, right? And so once she leaves, she's going no contact, just like all the, videos tell her to do. So on the internet and shit and stuff.
You're cursing again. Okay.
Stuff.
Thank you, Andy, for catching that. Listen, brother, we on live radio. You can't curse. I'm just gonna say that one last time.
Okay.
Next time.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have empathy.
So let me just say this, bro.
For you.
We showing empathy for you by letting you stay on the line. Now, let me just say this. Are you open to going back to therapy? You saw Nick Cannon was just diagnosed as having NPD, right? Quote unquote, narcissistic personality disorder. Are you willing to go back to therapy and get a definitive diagnosis? Because it's a process. There's like 9 or 12 criteria you got to meet in order to be considered someone with, narcissistic personality disorder. Are you willing?
Yeah,
to do
absolutely.
that?
I mean, I'm I'm still in therapy, and my soon-to-be ex-wife, you know, she asked me these 9 things. She's like, "You're this, you're that, you're all these things, aren't you?" I'm like, "Well, yeah."
Right.
She's like, "Well, you have it."
So let me
I'm
just
like,
say
"Shit."
this. Let me just say this. You do know this. Okay, we gotta let him go. I'm sorry. Sorry, bruh. We gave you your shot. It's just so much profanity. It's 2025. We gonna start off like this? Don't do us like this, brother. Then he gonna do the narcissist thing and call on all the lines. Oh, he definitely narcissistic. Okay, is he calling on all the lines right now? No, Matt. You had your chance. I asked you nicely, and you did exactly what we had a live narcissistic event on the air. Man, my good. He calling like crazy right now. Hey, Matt, you had your shot, brother. It's cool. Let me get to my other callers now. Attila from Houston, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Boy, first of all, happy 2025. I'm just listening. But you know, it's interesting hearing the guy's call, the guy that just called. I think his name was Matt. He sounded like so underwhelmed almost. Like, it's interesting because that rock bottom that I feel like people who have this like personality disorder or whatever have to hit. Like, I always kind of wonder, like, what would that look like? The crash out, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because I feel like you did a really good job at kind of dissecting, like, okay, so you're going to be missing a lot of things. You're going to have issues in these areas, and that's what you're concerned about, not necessarily the person. Mm-hmm. And honestly, as an avoidant, that really like rings home for me. Like, I feel like I can recognize how that is, like that moment where you're just done and you kind of don't care anymore. And you like kind of slam the door on the situation. Mm-hmm. And I think something that we should definitely look into in regards to the apocalypse pantry is how you get further pushed back in the pantry. You might start off at the beginning at the front, and then next thing you know, you're at the back of the pantry. Mm-hmm. I say that because I think we believe a lot of times they play on your sympathies, and you almost find yourself feeling bad for them in the midst of the abuse.
Right.
And so I say all that to say, like, this is some really serious stuff, especially in regards to the validation piece, because you can give validation and not know it. Like, I'm kind of wondering, is it possible to essentially like move yourself further back in the line unknowing, like, just because you're getting tired? It's like, I used to be your primary supplier or whatever, but I can't do it anymore. And essentially it pushes you further back down the line to where you have no choice but to leave. Right. So to me, the codependent is just as culpable, right?
No, absolutely.
If I'm going to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm going to say, you know, they're doing all these things, these horrible things to me, like, at some point I have to be accountable for that. Right. But also, I mean, of course, there's grace to be given there too, because if you really do have a low self-esteem or a low self-concept, of course, you're going to find yourself in situations like this. So, I don't know. That was really interesting to hear.
It was very heavy. It was deep. And we still want to show Matt empathy because he's in the chat right now. We still want to show him some love, even though he may not receive it. But the reality of it is the relationship is 13 years. He's, you know, his wife left after 13 years. Here's the thing. You may not, chances are probably pretty high that you might not get her back. But then at the same time, these dysfunctional relationships sometimes are almost breakup proof because of the toxicity that has been exchanged, right? That's what trauma bonding is. It's like you're attracted at the traumatic level. So that's pretty heavy too. But he might be going through what is called a narcissistic collapse. Where
he just said, I feel like I'm gonna die when she leaves.
That's right.
You will not.
So
your ego is dying, not you. So like, that's the thing, being able to differentiate. Like, there is the ego and this mask that you're presenting to the world, but then there is the actual you. You have to find out what that is, and she can't do it for you. That's really the reality of the situation. Her leaving you is the blessing.
But wait, you're talking as an enlightened person, somebody who's been doing this kind of work, for someone with narcissistic personality disorder, you might as well have been speaking Cantonese. This is something that they just, because self-awareness is the piece. And then again, what he's exhibiting is what is at the core of narcissism, which is shame. And all of this is, do you see
and
what
guilt.
Shame and guilt, apathy, all of these low-level vibrational constructs. So that's where he's at. So,
there, man.
I understand what you're saying to him, but can he, like he said, I'm so ashamed. He just said it in the chat right now, right? But again, I would advise him to seek the therapy for himself, not for the restoration of the relationship, right? Now, depending on who you talk to, if we talk to Dr. Ramani, what does she say about narcissists? She said narcissism is you can't heal it. It's something that can't be healed, right? Oof. We had Dr. Pakoya in here. Dr. Pakoya said, hey, it's not like a chemical imbalance where we can go in and balance the chemical imbalance. It's not like we give you a drug or something to balance. It's not that. It's a personality disorder, a personality trait. So this is just who he is. So if his woman is at the point where she says, you know what, I'm out.
Yeah.
Narcissists don't do well with L's. So what I would encourage Matt to do, and maybe this doesn't make sense to him, don't chase that woman. Don't go after that woman. Don't do the smear campaign. Don't show up at work. Don't do none of that. Now, this might be hard. This might be something that he can't, because when you have that narcissistic collapse, there's impulsive reactions. There's withdrawal. There's reckless habits. There's, do you understand?
It's like a self-destructive phase, basically. Like you kind of go, basically he goes from abusing his partner or whatever relationships are around him to abusing himself because it started there in the first place. So it's like a full circle moment. But I guess my question is at that point is, if we're unable to heal it, what is it that we can reveal about it in that moment in time? You get what I'm saying? Like, maybe the goal is not so much to be healed, it's just to be real about where you're at. Like, I'm just authentic right now. Like, this is where I'm at in this moment, and it's ugly and gross.
He says he's a recovering addict as well. So he has several things going. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think therapy would help some of the stuff that he's going through. Maybe the addiction part, right? But I feel like he feels in this collapse space because of what it is. His supply is about to be gone. I guarantee you, if he got cleaned up and charismatic again, which narcissists are great at doing, they get real cute, they get real fly, they get real charismatic and gregarious and outgoing, and he finds another source, another supply, he'll be fine. He'll forget all about her. Stay with me. I'll tell her when we come forward. More from the VOR.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Somebody bring out the confetti, baby!
Starting Monday, January 6th, KBLA Talk 1580 has a new midday lineup.
I'm excited.
Are you ready for Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornel West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, and E. Quarterly Corte back-to-back?
Oh, my God.
Are you really ready for all this smoke?
I'm ready, brother.
Yes, we still have Dominique DePrima in the mornings and Zoe Williams in the evenings, but middays just got lit on KBLA Talk 1580.
We on fire.
All across America, people are talking about our new midday lineup. Starting Monday, January 6th, our KBLA 1580 app downloads are on fire because everybody's going to be tuning in.
Yes, I love you guys. You are the bomb.
Now would be a good time to hit up SMB at KBLA1580.com if you want folks to hear about your business or brand. That's SMB at KBLA1580.com. It's going up in 2025 on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's going up.
That's what I want.
KBLA KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you need extra cash this holiday season, go to WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com could help you get up to $3,000, sometimes the same day. WeFixMoney.com has been helping customers get emergency cash for 15 years and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you need emergency cash for gifts, bills, childcare, or anything else this holiday season, go to WeFixMoney.com. It's free to use, available 24/7, and you are never required to accept any loan offered. Go to the site you can trust. WeFixMoney.com. That's WeFixMoney.com.
After you use Bounce Dryer Sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll put a sheet on it every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Put a sheet on it. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Put a sheet on it. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer Sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Our brains are wired for connection. But trauma rewires them for protection. That's why healthy relationships are difficult for wounded people. Do these words speak to you? Trauma can come from many difficult sources, and sometimes this includes those closest to you, your family. Negative experiences you had growing up, or even heavy responsibilities and expectations placed on you throughout your childhood can often be too difficult to forget. Psychologists call these adverse childhood experiences, potentially traumatic events that can happen from a child's birth until they reach adulthood. According to Centers for Disease and Prevention, these events are linked to chronic health problems, mental illnesses, and substance use problems in adolescence and adulthood. So even as you grow up and replace the family you were born into with the family you choose for yourself, it's still hard to let go of the trauma. It seems as if the ghosts of your past come alive and try to make it all about them once again. And even if you know in your heart that your partner is not the parent who hurt you, it may not help. What kinds of trauma can one experience through their lives, and how do these traumas impact their romantic relationships? Let's explore 4 types of trauma and their effects on your romantic life. Rejection trauma. Let's start with the trauma of being rejected. Rejection trauma is born in a home where we're made to feel like we don't matter. Try to think back into your childhood. Were you always pushed away? Do you feel like you're not worthy of your parents' time? If instead of love and warmth you felt rejected, you may have carried that feeling with you. And today, you might find yourself fearing rejection all over again, only this time you may feel rejected by your romantic partner. A 2015 research paper published in Dialogues in Clinical Neuroscience examined emotions that occur when people perceive rejection in their relationships. According to researchers, rejection trauma could make you feel hurt, jealous, lonely, ashamed, guilty, socially anxious.
Ooh! Do you see what's happening? She outlined these wounds that come from childhood. Potentially could make you someone's prey, right? Someone's supply. For individuals designated as supply, the psychological impact can prove profound. Being treated as a backup source of emotional validation erodes one's sense of self, their self-esteem, and fosters feelings of inadequacy. Trauma bonding further complicates the ability to recognize or escape these toxic dynamics. Babette Rothschild's insights into somatic experiencing underscore how such relationships often manifest as chronic stress or physical ailments, trapping individuals in a cycle of emotional exhaustion. Despite the harm inflicted, supplies often struggle to leave due to their own unresolved attachment wounds. Now, Pema Chodron's teachings on mindfulness and self-compassion could offer a potential pathway for healing, which encourages individuals to break free from dependency and reclaim their autonomy. Now, before I go even further, there are some consequences to the collapse. Tonight's topic is deep. Are you in someone's emotional supply pantry? Are they just holding you to the side until they use up their current? And because you so thirsty to be wanted, you're going to accept their sloppy 1000s. 1-800-920-1580. Let's get to these phone lines. But you know what? Wait. Let's get to these phone lines on the other side. Let me tell you who's here. We got, coming up next, Cali Soul, Denver, Colorado. Attila, Houston, Texas. Ronan, Indianapolis. We on fire. Day one. Let's get it.
Vows are spoken to be broken. Feelings are intense. Words are trivial. Pleasures remain. So does the pain. Words are meaningless and forgettable. All ever wanted, all ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know from BIN News. President Biden says there's no evidence linking the New Orleans and Las Vegas attacks. After meeting with Homeland Security, he vowed to share updates and continue pursuing ISIS, noting the New Orleans suspect pledged allegiance to the group. Wall Street is closing lower with stocks down in a choppy first trading season of 2025. The market was up early in the trading day before things reversed course in late morning trading. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams is reflecting on a tough 2024 marked by his indictment, raids on aides' homes, and resignations, including NYPD Chief Jeffrey Madry over misconduct allegations. And Mississippi Valley State University's Mean Green Marching Band is raising $350,000 for their trip to perform at President-elect Trump's inauguration. The band previously made history as the first HBCU to play at the Tournament of Roses parade and Nixon's inauguration. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Here they come, y'all. Here they come.
Here they come, y'all, here they come.
Get out the way. Move.
First things first with Dominique DePrima at 6 a.m. Tavis Smiley at 9 a.m. Truth Time with Dr. Cornell West and Nina Turner at 12 noon. Here they come, y'all, here they come. Here they come, y'all, here they come.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show at 1 p.m. The D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show at 2 p.m. A More Perfect Union with Dr. Nee Quarterly Quartet at 4 p.m. Here they come, y'all, here they come. Here they come, y'all, here they come.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
Tune in weekdays from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the talk of the town. Only on KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Here they come, y'all. Here they come.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Febreze. So my home is also my office, and before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and Brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I would say I'm sorry.
try to laugh about it, cover it all up with lies. I try to laugh about it, hiding the tears in my eyes, 'cause boys don't.
Sign number one, you are just an option to him, is that you always have to be the one to initiate. I'm a firm believer that no one should be chasing after anyone. It's about two people coming together, making a mutual effort to build an amazing relationship, all right? So that will require you making effort as well. But as I stated, no one should be chasing. And so when you have to always be the one to initiate, that's a problem. And the reason why it can get a little confusing is because there are scenarios where when you reach out to him, he is receptive. Like, okay, as long as you call him, he does talk to you, he'll make time to talk and all these things. And there's a level of that's a good thing, right? But if he is unable or unwilling to ever stop and say, well, let me reach out to her. Let me initiate us spending some time together. Let me try to make some things happen. Then even if we can make the art.
He made it. It is a gross oversimplification of that. First and foremost, if people are playing games, waiting to see if you will initiate, because they won't, unless you initiate. That's a game. If you're really interested in somebody, who cares? That's just scorekeeping. If you're really interested, reach out if you want to. Right? Some people are actually busy. How about that? Some people are actually in their head. See, we've quantified it all the way down to this tit for tat transactional thing. Hey, if they're reaching out to you, that's a sign that they're interested. Or it could be a sign that they're available and have the capacity to talk to you right now. It's not always so cut and dry, black and white. There's gray area there too. Not that I'm not trying to besmirch the good brother Stephen Speaks because he's cold-blooded. I'm just saying some of these ideas and concepts are much deeper and richer than what's being presented. Listen, if he's not reaching out, where's the context for why he's not reaching out? My goodness. All right, I'm sorry. Let's get Attila from Houston, Texas back in here. Attila, give me your final thought on tonight's topic, because it's been crazy tonight. Oh my God.
It's beautiful. I am loving the start of 2025, and you're 100% right. I was excited when I chose that clip because I was like, is going to peel back that layer, because I know how much you love nuance.
Yes.
And I know how much people don't love nuance. But with that being said, the last thing I want to say, when it comes to narcs, I feel like they look at you like you're weak for emotionally bonding to them, right? And then with Wild as they'll later use that as an excuse. But they look at you like you're weak for emotionally bonding to them, not realizing that they're showing their own hand by being weak for not leaning into you. Ooh. So, I mean, some of this is just kind of like war tactics a little bit. Like, I do think at some point when you're dealing with somebody like that who is narcissistic or whatever, you do start to think in those terms, kind of like what Stefan just said. You start to kind of get a little black and white thinking going on, which causes cognitive distortions in you and causes you to stay there in that relationship.
I love it. Guess what?
That's all I gotta say.
Guess what you just did, niece?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas in the building for the first time this year. If you want to get your city in the building, better do it now. 1-800-920-1580. We're going to Cali, Seoul, Denver, Colorado. Cali! What uppers? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Ooh, you came out the gate like, poof, poof, poof. Lovely. This is a lovely topic.
Yeah, you know how I does.
I see you. Okay. Well, where do I start? Let's see. So yeah, I've dealt with someone for about the past 20 years that I know. I didn't have terminology for it, but you have given it to me. That yes, I am in their emotional pantry. And you call it breadcrumbing. I call it the carrot dangle.
Ooh, the carrot.
But it's the same thing. Yeah, because it's like I got this carrot on this stick with a string, and I'm just dangle it over your head right quick. Because what it seems like happens with narcissists is it's almost like they look at partners or these people that they keep in the pantry as sheep.
Come on.
And as soon as one of the sheep get outside the fence, the shepherd and these are lazy shepherds, okay? These narcissists, they're lazy shepherds. They're laying up playing video games and buying Gucci belts, whatever. They're busy, okay? They ain't got time to be worried about sheep. But as soon as one of them sheep get out that fence, that spidey sense go off, and he like, hey, hold on.
Hey. Where my sheep going?
What you say? One of them market pockets done went up out of here, and I've got to get it back. That's my blankie. That's my emotional blankie.
That's deep.
And then recently, what you got to say? What you got to say about
No,
that?
I'm listening to you. Go ahead. No, you cooking. Take your time, child. Go ahead.
All right now. So I'm kind of like you with the rope. Like, let me give you this rope. I'm not going to tether it to nothing, but it's the path of non-resistance by just giving you this space to do whatever you need to do, whatever works for you. But it's still not going to change my stance and my peace and my clarity in this situation, right?
Right.
So I did a little experiment this holiday season because normally I fall for it. I do what we call in Africa, you took the piss. I hope that's not the word, but I've taken the piss for plenty of years and fallen for the carrot dangle. So I said, I'm going to just chill out. And I'm always the one to reach out, the happy birthdays, the merry whatever. I'm just going to chill and see what happens. And sure enough, the person reached out the very next day because it was like, wait a minute. One of my sheep got outside the fence. You didn't reach out to me and give me this emotional charge that I like to get from you because I look forward to this charge from you. I need it. You didn't give it to me. So let me call you and see what's up. And I left space, for freedom, peace, brevity, all of that, whatever they need to get out. And I was like, that was an interesting interaction, and I blessed them and thanked them for reaching out and take care of yourself. And then I said, let me check in on this because I knew I was like, God, this doesn't feel good. It felt like a good, clean interaction, but this doesn't feel good. This feels like someone is trying to muddy some water that I want to stay clean in this cup. So when I reached out then there was that, what you call the gray rocking, no emotional connection. And I said, oh, okay, I see. Now that you've gotten your charge and you don't need anything, you're cold. That was very interesting.
Yeah, because let me tell you something I'm not going to reach out to somebody whom I feel is adroit at manipulation. I'm just not, I'm not going to do it. If I feel like you're a master of usury, emotional usury, nah, I'm not going to do that. Right? And I think that's only fair, right? If a person feels like, hey, I'm susceptible to this person, they could manipulate me, and you felt like you've been manipulated in times past, you feel like this person isn't fully transparent, they don't reveal the inner workings of their spirit to you, they're just there talking, trying to get reactions and responses and understanding from you, from your perspective, but they're not reciprocating that. You could walk away from those types of conversations feeling emotionally manipulated. Right? So why would you be the initiator of the conversation with someone? Let me call this person back tomorrow to see what they... No, if you walk away feeling that way, right? And you have examples of them not being bidirectional in their vulnerability, why would you do that?
Petty Patty made me do it, Zoe.
Hey, guess what?
My ego. I'm very clear.
Cali Soul, it's 2025. Happy True Year. Guess what you just did?
Bought Denver in the building.
Denver, Colorado is on the board. If you want to get your city on the board, all you got to do is call me. 1-800-920-1580. We on fire tonight.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Oh, Downy the rinse change. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil VapoCool. It's Dayquil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is Dayquil VapoCool.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppable, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years.
He was in big trouble.
We're going to take your house, garnish your pay.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm, and rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau.
I don't owe the IRS anymore. It was because of Optima Tax.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
On your period, sudden gushes happen without warning. But now, you can say goodbye to stand-up gush fears, thanks to Always Ultra Thins with rapid dry technology. It absorbs gushes 2 times faster than the leading store brand and gives you up to 100% leak-free protection. Hello, clean and comfortable with Always Fear No Gush.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Alone, the word alone means all one. Whereas loneliness is complete isolation from everything. Haven't you felt this?
Yes, I have.
Not only you, all of human beings go through this. sense of complete isolation in which there is no relationship with anything. It is, you're completely lost. And most of us never remain with it, understand it, go into it, but run away from it. That is to look at loneliness and not move away from that.
Krishnamurti for 2025. Alone means all one. But loneliness refers to isolation. And where there is isolation, there will be desire. And where there's desire, there will be disappointment. Right? Why? Because desire leads to expectations, and not every expectation will be fulfilled. Not every expectation needs to be fulfilled. Jesus said, let all of your eyes become one. Wait a minute. What does he say? All one, alone, oneness. That's a whole nother level of heat right there. We've got one of our favorites online right now. He's going to take us to the top. I already know what it is. It's 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, you already know what's about to go down. We're in the cold city of Indianapolis, Naptown, in the building. Come on in here, Ronan from Naptown. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Merry New Year.
Merry New Year.
Well, definitely an awesome topic to start the new year. And anytime you have a relationship with a narcissist, you got to look at it as a platonic panic room.
A platonic panic room. Okay, here we go. Let's go.
So here's the thing. It's like when it comes to you dealing with them, they like the utility in you versus you.
Ooh, the utility in you. The utility of you versus you. Come on, man.
So I say that because you're a narcissistic supply, think about the process of what you lose in being freeze-dried in that relationship. You can't be your genuine self. You gotta basically remove the youthfulness of yourself. You're the honest part of yourself. So you have to think about it. When you have a relationship with a narcissist, what healthy relationship do you know comes with radiation fallout?
Wow. Keep going. You cooking.
So the whole thing is let's not just look at the narcissist. Let's look at why you're comfortable sitting on the pantry knowing what's going on. You can't be your genuine self. You can't tell them the truth about what's going on because they're comfortable being in that little box. And you're in there with them, feeding them their supply. So why are you sitting there basically prostituting your time and your purpose? Dealing with someone who wants to run by themselves.
Wait, did you just say a relationship MRE?
Yes, basically.
Oh my God. The thought of sitting on somebody's emotional supply shelf waiting to be consumed is diabolical.
Yeah.
It's like relationship death row. Like you on the relationship green mile. You know, you going to see the chair. You gonna ride the lightning, man.
But I mean, and instead they're closing out, basically while you're on the shelf, you're on the negative side of endurance. Yeah, you're meant to have a long shelf life, but at what cost? Look at the opportunities that you cost yourself. Look at that, basically the better part of yourself has gone to waste because now you're stewing from all that pent up anger. Freeze-dried food basically loses potency or basically breaks down with hot temperature and light.
Wow. Man, you know what I'm going to ask you, right? Do you know?
Yes, I brought Indianapolis back in the building in 2025.
2025, one of our favorite callers back on deck. We appreciate you, Ronan. Thank you so much, man. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, I don't know if listen, I don't know if you're ready for these type of topics that I got lined up for 2025. But a lot of people try to play you like that. You got to be constantly pouring into them like you're some type of psychological, spiritual faucet, and they're just perpetually parched, and you just got to keep pouring and pouring and pouring. No! Know that you're being consumed at that point. When a narcissist's supply pantry begins to collapse, whether through the loss of a significant relationship or their inability to secure new sources, their fragile self-concept faces profound disruption. This collapse often triggers defensive behavior such as denial, projection, or even aggression as they scramble to regain control. Eric Fromm's exploration of freedom and fear highlight the existential dread underlying these reactions, revealing the narcissist's deep-seated fear of isolation and inadequacy. Remember Krishnamurti just a second ago? He said, people isolate. Isolation is not a good thing, right? To be alone, he made the distinction between aloneness and isolation. To be alone is to be at one with all things, because there's only one. There's not a two. That's what all one meant. That's why God is a metaphor for all one, the oneness of all things. You can't be alone when you're all one. But as an ego, you can isolate. Do you understand? The narcissist has deep-seated fears of isolation, right? And inadequacy. Oh, are y'all listening? For the narcissist, the loss of supply. They can't be alone. Thus the monkey branching. Thus the extra relationships. And, oh, let me keep in contact with exes and all of this and that so I can feel like I'm still wanted outside of the... Come on now. For the narcissist, the loss of supply often necessitates a period of reevaluation through genuine introspection, though genuine introspection remains rare for them, right? Ramana Maharishi's teachings on self-inquiry suggest that only through deep inner work can individuals confront the root causes of their suffering. However, without external pressure or support, many narcissists continue to repeat their patterns, perpetuating cycles of harm. Listen, I'm the VOR. I start the conversations. I'm telling you right now, it is up to you to keep them going. If you want more of this, all you got to do is tune in next Monday. It'll be my first full week of 2025. We got a whole slate of topics. It's going to be on fire. I appreciate everybody. I'm out. Deuces.
Funny how it seems, always in time, but never in line for dreams. Head over heels, went toe to toe. This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.